Coming up next on Let's Talk Tech, Android 10 is finally released, Facebook has a brand new dating service, and YouTube gets a record fine for violating children's privacy. Let's Talk Tech.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Talk Tech. I'm Aidan and that's Bryce.
What's up everyone?
And we are back.
Yeah.
We've finally done a week in a row.
We have. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
The episode got posted really late because we ran into some technical difficulties with last episode. But we're finally back. We've got some tech news to talk about. I'm really excited for this episode, honestly. A wide variety of topics, honestly.
Yeah, a pretty wide variety. I mean, we have some new releases, aka the Pixel 4, to talk about, some leaks and stuff.
Yep.
And then we also have some fines and some stuff going on with social medias. A whole bunch of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and jump right in. This week, me and you are pretty happy because Android 10 is out.
Yep, we get an upgrade.
Yes, a brand new version of our favorite mobile operating system.
And oh wait, I have a Pixel so I can upgrade immediately, but I haven't yet.
You haven't yet. I was surprised by that. I figured you would have by now.
I didn't even get the release on time. I just haven't been paying attention this week. I've been super busy. So, I mean, I completely missed it.
I envy you with that phone because you get the updates on the very first day. And I, meanwhile, have to wait until, like, December on my phone. And you haven't even updated yours yet. I mean, come on. All right, but basically, Google this week on Tuesday released Android 10. It's not called Android Q anymore. Some of you may have heard that mentioned in previous episodes. We were calling it Android Q. Well, Google decided to, like, do a 360 on us and change everything.
I'm sad. I enjoyed the candy names. They were fun.
Yeah, they're no
Kit
longer...
Kat and Jelly Bean and all the other fun candy names.
Yeah, they're no longer doing the candy flavored version names. I don't even think they're going by alphabet numbers. It's just the numbers.
Yeah, it's just sad.
But the update's rolling out now over the air to all Pixel devices, including the 3-year-old Pixel 1, kind of surprisingly. We didn't think that phone was going to get another update, but it did. The Essential phone also got the update day one. Essential's always been very good with updates. And T-Mobile says it's already testing updates for the Samsung Galaxy S10 and Note 10, which means that Samsung seems to be speeding up their updates finally. Because, I don't know if you remember, Samsung phones have always been kind of slow with updates. So that's kind of surprising that they've already got it ready. Every other phone after that, who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
It could be it could be any time.
It could be a couple weeks from now, probably not. A couple months.
Yeah, most likely.
I know Nokia, which is the phone that I have, they've been very good with Android updates. They're actually rated the best for Android updates.
Besides Google.
Besides Google. Every other, besides Google. You gotta rub it in on me.
Oh, yeah.
They're actually rated the best, keeping everybody up to date, all their new phones. And so check with your provider, I guess.
Yeah,
whoever provides your updates.
I'm going to keep mentioning the Nokia and how they don't update as fast and a whole bunch of that stuff until you upgrade to a Pixel.
Soon.
Soon?
Soon. We'll see. I want to get myself to a Pixel.
What about with the Pixel 4?
Out of my price range, man.
Well, yeah, it most likely will be.
Most likely will be, which sucks, honestly. But that 3A is well within my price range.
Yeah, but really, are you going to want the 3A?
I don't
After
think so.
the Pixel 4 comes out?
After the Pixel 4 comes out.
No Face ID?
I'm going to want that face unlock.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the new features, though, in Android 10, before I get lost talking about phones. There's a new dark theme, which is pretty exciting. So, technically beat Apple to that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, there's a new dark theme, new gesture navigation, which is similar to the iPhones. We did not beat Apple to that at all.
No. But, I mean, haven't we already seen some of the gestures and stuff with the leak for the Pixel 4?
Yeah, we talked about the gestures. This is the gesture navigation.
Okay.
In Android 10, there's a redesigned share menu that's now quicker and better. I know some of us more technical Android users have complained about the menu when you share.
Yeah, it's still far above Apple.
Is it though? It's slow.
Oh, it's slow. I haven't had any trouble with it.
Oh man, you have no idea how many times I tried to share something and I hit the wrong button because of a glitch.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Because,
I've
like,
had 100%. It's been perfect for me.
with the way the share menu works right now, and I hate to explain the technical side of it, but I have to. It basically pings every single app on your device. Hey, can I share something to you? Hey, can I share something to you? And so that takes a few seconds to load. And so, sure, you get a couple of apps that pop up, and then the rest of your apps pop up on the share menu. And so the whole thing changes after you open it. And so sometimes that means you end up hitting the wrong button. And it's ridiculous. So the fact that they redesigned it, made it quicker and better. It's not perfect yet, in my opinion. But it's nice that they redid it.
Yeah.
Because that's been bugging people for years. There's a built-in screen recorder. You no longer have to install an app, which I think is great. Better privacy controls. Chat bubbles.
Okay.
That's something new. I don't know if you've seen Facebook Messenger by chance.
No, I have
It has
not.
little things called chat heads. Basically, it's like when you're creating like a chat with someone, you're talking to someone on Facebook Messenger, and you leave the app, a little bubble will pop up on your screen, like a little circle with their avatar.
Mm-hmm.
It will stay on your screen so that you can easily get back to texting to them just by pressing the button. So that's kind of what Android 10 has. There's a brand new focus mode that lets you hide distracting apps while you're working.
Okay.
So if you're working on schoolwork or something, you want to prevent yourself from distracting yourself, procrastinating, you can. This feature actually got added to Android 9 as well, so I was actually able to use it last week. It's pretty nice. Helps me get my work done quicker. So,
Yeah.
I gave them a thumbs up with that. There's also notification filtering to help hide annoying notifications, as well as 230 new emojis.
Huh. That's, I mean, hopefully. Does that beat Apple now?
No, they're well, technically. So they updated to like emoji 13.0 or something like that, the Unicode standard. And so Apple has to catch up with iOS 13, which that's coming out. That's around the corner.
Beating Apple. Once again.
I love it. So there's a bunch of new emojis, emoji, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But you have some news about the Pixel 4, the phone that we've been tracking on this show for a while now.
I am so excited for the Pixel 4, I gotta say. I am almost certain I'm gonna upgrade.
Really?
Yeah, even though I just bought the new phone, if they give me the chance to turn in this phone for like $200 or something, maybe even less, I will absolutely upgrade.
Oh, I bet you they'll exchange $300 for it, probably.
You think? Well, I mean, mine is like the top model, but I don't know. I feel like 300 would be like a high estimation.
I bet it hasn't lost that much value, honestly.
Yeah. Well, but how many?
Pixel 3a is only a couple months old.
Yeah, but like with you, how many people are gonna want the 3A after the Pixel 4 comes out?
I'm considering it. I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but it's a good phone.
It is a really good phone. I don't know though. I would stick with the Pixel 4, and so the Pixel 4 has been leaking a lot.
I mean, obviously, if you can get
Pixel
4, get it.
Yeah.
But if you can't, like me,
I mean,
a little too broke.
But the thing is, like,
Pixel 3.
They have so many trade-in options now. Like, you can trade in pretty much any phone for a new Pixel phone.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a pickle, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't trade in my phone because it's.
Well, yeah, I mean, how old is your phone?
It's 1.5 years.
How much did you buy it for at the beginning?
$250 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you get like $1 for that.
Even if you could trade in the obscure phone, you would get nothing for it. But
yeah.
Tell me a little bit. What are some of these leaks?
So in a new video, we saw that it had some bezels near the top. We're thinking that's for Face Unlock. We've been thinking that for a while.
Well, they actually confirmed Face Unlock a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, they did with the whole face thing.
Yeah.
He confirms that it'll have a 90 Hz display. So that's really good.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, we saw.
That. Can you imagine scrolling through Instagram or something with a 90 Hz display?
Oh, it'll make everything so smooth. As long as they have the hardware behind it to drive a 90 Hz in all situations.
Which they absolutely will. I mean, it's a phone. It's got
the latest
Snapdragon.
I hope. So that's really good. We've been thinking that you're gonna be able to change the refresh rate, which I don't know.
Kind of like the Razer phone?
Yeah, sort of, but I don't know why you'd ever downgrade from 90 Hz.
Maybe if like a video's playing, because like
Yeah.
if the refresh rate's too high, videos will look funny. So maybe
Yeah.
like if you're playing a 60 frames per second video or something like that, it could automatically downgrade it so that it looks better.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know though. And then
Also to
Geekbench.
save battery life.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big reason
Although
for
the
having
battery on the Pixel phones is really, really good.
Yeah, but you increase that to a 90 hertz display.
Yeah. I mean, what are we on now? 60? Yeah.
60.
I mean, I don't think it'd be
that. It
that.
doesn't sound like a huge change, but
Yeah.
in reality, hardware-wise, that is.
Yeah, yeah.
You're saying Geekbench.
Yeah, so Geekbench spotted a Pixel 4 benchmark with only 4 gigs of RAM, which is weird. I'm thinking it has to be a fake or something.
That's bizarre. 4 gigs?
Because that can't be accurate, right?
Maybe for the entry level model, but the entry level on the Pixel 3 was 6 gigs.
Yeah, I can't see them going backwards unless they unveil something where they have it like so optimized for RAM usage or something like that. I just can't see them downgrading.
Well, I don't know. Android's been pretty good with RAM lately in the later versions. I wouldn't be surprised if they do downgrade it to save cost, because you're adding in brand new face unlock, you're adding in this brand new gesture control thing, and you're adding in this new fancy camera.
Yeah.
Those are 3 big things to add to your next generation phone.
But one of the main features of a smartphone is being able to look up anything on the internet and using a web browser, and that's RAM intensive.
Yeah.
You need as much RAM as you can get for that to have multiple tabs open. So 4 gigs? That's not much. That's a very small amount of RAM.
Again, entry-level phone, I would think. Otherwise, Pixel 4a, maybe they spotted?
Okay, we were talking about this before the show started, and I don't think a Pixel 4a is coming.
I think there will be one.
I would be willing to bet that a Pixel 4a is not going to come at least next year. I don't think it'll come next year at all. Maybe in 2 years, but I don't see it as a smart move.
You're thinking they would do it every other year?
Yeah, I mean, well, think about it. What they did with the Pixel 3a, well, at least for me, is I got a Pixel 3a XL just to try out the phone because I didn't have enough money for like a new iPhone or anything. So I was like, I'll move over to Android. That's cool. And the Pixel 3a had just released, and it looked like a really good price.
Yeah, we had been talking about it for weeks on the phone, and it's a great value.
It's a great value. And I got it, and I'm loving Android.
Yeah.
Android is awesome. I mean, it's easy to navigate. The customization is amazing. The Pixel phone is great with all the integration with Google products. It's basically a better iPhone. Oh, and Google Assistant just activated. That too, Google Assistant over Siri, any day for me.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Siri's just been neglected lately, honestly.
Yeah, for real. So I would totally take a Google over an Apple phone now. So I'm gonna, when I need to upgrade, go to a Pixel phone. I think most people who bought the Pixel 3a or 3a XL would make the same decision, unless there's something keeping them from moving.
So, say in a weird situation, I got the 3a at the same time you did. Even with the 4 coming out, I would probably still stick with it, and here's why. I'm a little weird when it comes to my phones. I like to get as much value out of them as possible. And sure, you can do trade-ins, but if I'm spending $400 on a phone, I want to be using that phone for the next 2 years.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. What if they released a 4a next year? I think you could say that would be a consideration for you. Yeah. Because it'd be a price-efficient phone. It'd be, I mean, the 3a compared to the 3, it's very close. Yeah. It's basically what Apple did with the SE, but minus the different form factor. Same screen, same stuff. Well, not same screen, but same size. It's basically the same phone with slightly downgraded specs. Yeah. And I think if 4a came out next year, the people who had already upgraded to the 3a and weren't going to get the 4
aren't going to
go to the 5 next year, and instead would go for the 4a. And I think there's just more money to be made on those people moving up to a 5 than them moving to the next version of the price-efficient phone.
Yeah, so here's where I disagree with you on that. I think that the 3A is a brand new line of phones. Because, like, I feel like they would call it something different if they were only going to make it once.
Yeah.
And then do it every other year, every few years.
The naming scheme is there, yeah.
The naming scheme is definitely there, because it kind of reminds me of the Samsung Galaxy S10e.
Mm-hmm.
That's like their new economic, lineup of phones that are cheaper. I think that's kind of what they're going for. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a 4A. I'm kind of betting on it at this point. We're going to start seeing leaks for it soon, I guarantee you, if there is one.
But then what about the fact that it had only one one option for storage?
I think that was just Google trying to simplify their second lineup as best as possible.
Yeah, but it's not that hard to understand 64 gigs, 128.
Yeah, but
if it's a new line of phone...
If you could get a 3A with 128 gigs of storage, why would you go for the 3? Or the 4?
Or the 3A?
Yeah, if you could get a 3A with more storage, that seems like it would be a big advantage over getting the premium model, the flagship. So if they can restrict the amount of storage you can get, sure, it kind of sucks, but that makes it the budget phone.
But I don't think it does. There's no margin they're losing on that. I mean, there's maybe like...
It may be a little bit.
A little bit, but it's not...
It distinguishes it as the budget type rather than the premium flagship that you can choose all
I
these
think what distinguishes models. It from the... what distinguishes it as a budget type of phone is the speed of the phone.
Yeah,
it's not the fastest phone.
Yeah,
it's nowhere near the speed of the 3.
But let's be honest, who pays attention to the processor?
I think most people nowadays.
I don't know.
You have to with this phone. There are certain things I try and load that aren't as fast. That I visibly can notice, hey, this is slower.
Yeah, especially
than
like
it should
games
be.
And stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly think it's simplifying it, making it as easy to produce as possible. Because if you think about it, they're only producing 2 phones, the 3A and the 3A XL. There's no differences in the storage or battery capacity or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but then the color of the phone and stuff like that. Yeah,
the color of that. But basically 2 phones.
Yeah.
It simplifies it. Google isn't really paying that much attention to the 3A. Google's very still focused on their flagship.
Yeah, which is why I think they won't go and make another 4A. They're clearly focused on their flagship.
I think they would probably make it a little bit bigger, a 4A. Maybe,
bigger?
I think they would probably make it well, maybe not bigger. Sorry. I think they would make it faster. A 4A could be faster.
Well, yeah, it'll have a next generation processor, but it still won't have the same speed processor as the 4.
Do you think they would be able to throw in face unlock on a 4A? I'm gonna say no, but do you think that would be possible?
I mean, that'd be a huge leg up on their current flagship. They just wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
I think the way it's going now, either we get the 4A with the 4's release. I think that's a very possible option. Because think about the leaks that we've been having. They've been constantly saying, wait to see what we have.
Yeah.
Wait to see what's next.
But
wait and see.
I think that language is more of describing how awesome the 4 is.
But think about it. If you have a phone that has the same form factor as the 4, think about the leaks.
And here's why
that's going to be hard to leak.
I disagree with you on that there will be a 4A at the same time. And the reason why is because if you think about the iPhone, for example, when the iPhone 10 came out, a lot of people were very turned off by the price. But what else did they also launch at the same time as the iPhone 10?
The 8.
8 Plus.
8 Plus?
Or something like that.
I think it was the 8.
Was it? Yeah, no, 8 Plus.
Because we skipped 9. It was the iPhone 8 and then the iPhone
8 Plus or something. Anyway, there was an 8 Plus.
Yeah.
Which was a lot cheaper and really nice. A lot of people went for that instead.
Yeah.
A lot of people. So when you put a cheaper product next to a more expensive one and unveil them at the same time, what do you think people are going to go for?
The cheaper product.
So why would they put a 4A unless they're actually trying to increase their 4As or their A line?
But think about what's going to happen now. We've seen in the past, the 3A comes out May, comes out around then, after the original 3. What we're seeing now is, I'm just going to wait a little bit to upgrade my phone and wait for the new phone.
Yeah.
for the new cheaper phone.
So people are kind of stuck in a pickle. Do I go for the 3 or do I wait a few more months for the 3A?
I think they either unveil them together, leave nothing up in the air. That way they can have really good sales for their good phone if they downgrade the specs on the 4A, like we're thinking, no Face ID or Face Unlock and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Or they wait a whole year.
I think they're just going to go with the approach they did last year, the 3, and then a few months later, the 3A.
I don't see that happening.
Because, like, they unveiled the 3A at I.O. That was one of the first times I've seen a Google product unveil at I.O. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's kind of why I'm leaning towards that. I think we're out of time for this topic, unfortunately. Yeah. But we will see who is correct on that. I think there will be, I'll just say my position, I think there will be a 4A. I think it will have a slightly faster processor. Probably not much, there probably won't be Face Unlock or anything fancy like that. And I think it will be coming out next year.
I don't think there will be a 4A, but if there is one, I think it'll be at the event at the next event where they release the 4, mm-hmm. or it'll be in a year, 2021, somewhere around there.
Okay. Alright, so next up here on Let's Talk Tech, let's talk about Facebook.
Yep.
I feel like I said that phrase way too many times on this show. But we've got to talk about Facebook once again because Facebook is in the news for something interesting.
Mm-hmm. Love is in the air.
There's a brand new dating service out by Facebook called Facebook Dating.
Yeah.
Why does this need to be a thing? Apparently, it's already been a thing in a couple of other countries, but it's finally coming to the United States. So this is CNET reporting. On Thursday, the social media giant said it's launching Facebook Dating in the U.S. and plans to expand the feature to Europe by early 2020. Facebook's dating service, unveiled at its developer conference in May 2018, is available in 19 other countries, including Canada, Mexico, and Singapore. Eventually, Facebook plans to release the service globally. They continue. The social network is also integrating Instagram features within Facebook Dating, moves that could entice people in their late teens and their early 20s to try out the service. Facebook Dating users, who have to be at least 18 years old, will be able to add Instagram posts to their dating profile. They can also add an Instagram follower as their, quote, secret crush. This is cringe, I'm sorry. A feature that lets users select up to 9 Facebook friends they're interested in romantically. By the end of the year, the social network plans to bring Instagram and Facebook stories to Facebook Dating as well, and a bunch of other news about it. Interesting thing though, Facebook is declining to say how many people are actually using its dating service so far, even though it's been out for over a year already.
You can't imagine it's many.
Well, I mean, they launched it in 19 countries that are fairly obscure, like Canada and Mexico.
Fairly obscure. Wait. No, we're gonna stop right there for a second. You just threw major shade at Canada and Mexico.
I did, and I'm very proud of it.
Fairly obscure countries.
Well, think about it, though.
They are 2/3 of this continent we live on.
Think about it, though. Honestly, when you announce a major service, why do you not launch it in the U.S.? Why do you wait to launch it in the U.S.?
Well, to test it out.
Are they really not confident in their product, then?
I have no idea.
I mean, they're declining to say how many people are using it, and they launched it in what I would say are practically third world countries. I mean...
Okay, let's move back here. We're including Canada and Mexico and Singapore in practically third world countries. No, okay, I'm just Canada, the polar bear problem over there basically makes it a third world country.
Yeah, I'm just throwing shit. From a developer's perspective, you would want to launch in the United States. They haven't launched in Europe yet.
Have they not launched in the United States yet?
They haven't launched in the United States yet. It's now launched. It only just now launched.
Oh, okay.
It's not launched in Europe yet. Early 2020. They've only been in Canada, Mexico, Singapore, and supposedly a bunch of other countries. I see this as a great dating app. I only see pluses here. I see it as Tinder, where you don't make a profile, you already have one made. Yeah, I think that's one of the advantages of it. Is most people are already on Facebook.
Yeah, you already have all your information on Facebook.
And that was one of the things that the CNET article said. They interviewed a couple of people who are already using it, and they said that the profiles are much more complete.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on Facebook for, I'd say the average is probably 4 or 5 years now. Mm-hmm. More, probably. Facebook is just so long lasting. You've been on there for 4 or 5 years, uploading a lot of your life. Even Instagram, you've been on there for 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
Uploading most of your life. You have hundreds of posts probably, if you've been using it, and you follow people. It already has a great profile of what you like and what you're following. I can't see this not being a success. I mean,
I've got some concerns here.
Okay.
So another thing about the CNET article is that many of the people they talked to said that they were wary about using the service because they felt like their friends would find out that they were using the service, which I think is interesting because it's tied to your Facebook account. You would naturally think that your Facebook friends would know, oh, hey, Aidan's using Facebook dating now. It should join him in using it.
But that's the thing with like
Facebook is stepping back on that concern. Facebook says your friends won't find out. I'm kind of skeptical of this unless you match using the Secret Crush feature.
There's no way to stop this. I mean, that's the whole idea of this. You're going to be showing yourself to other people and saying, should we go out on a date? If your friends have Facebook dating, I don't know how the matching system is going to work, how they're going to arrange their algorithm, if they're going to explicitly not show you to your friends. I don't think they should do that. I think with the Secret Crush feature, that's better for friends.
I find that to be really cringe. Can I just be honest with you?
I mean, the name isn't the best, but I think it's a perfectly fine feature. Picking out certain people you like, that way you can avoid the embarrassment of matching with them.
Do you really want to give Facebook that information, though?
You're going to be giving it that information with any dating app.
Well, I mean, Facebook isn't just any dating app, though. We know Facebook's track history when it comes to breaches and privacy and all that.
Yeah, but this isn't any sensitive information. I guess it is technically sensitive information, but
that's very sensitive information.
But like, how is this going to ruin your life? It's just not.
It's just embarrassing, sure.
It's embarrassing, but like, I don't even know how embarrassing that is.
But I mean, let's talk about privacy for a second on Facebook, because that was in the news this week as well, which is perfect timing for them. They launched this brand new dating service. And then Facebook just decides to screw up privacy once again. Tell me about that. Okay,
so basically Facebook's users' phone numbers have been leaked.
That's wonderful.
A very, very large database of Facebook users' phone numbers was discovered this week, and it was exposed. So people had their phone numbers leaked. It was over 419 million phone numbers, which is a lot. That's a lot.
That's like what? That's like more people than who live in the United States, right? Than the population of the United States. That's like 300 something million.
Yeah, that's so many.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people. This includes 133 million numbers in the U.S. and 18 million phone numbers in the U.K. So a surprising amount of phone numbers from countries not in the U.S. and the U.K. I don't know, that surprises me.
Do they have Facebook in like India and places like that? I think they do.
I'm almost certain Facebook is in China, and I'm pretty sure it's in India, although it's different forms of it because of censoring and stuff like that.
That's right, because Facebook has a big presence in India with their internet service.
And we've been talking about Facebook censoring different things. Or was that Google started?
That was Google in China.
Yeah, that was Google.
Trying to go in China. I don't actually know if Facebook's in China. I don't think so. I think Twitter is.
Yeah.
Facebook's we know Facebook's. I would suspect a lot of the phone numbers are probably like Indian phone numbers. Countries like that.
So some of them.
Mexico and Canada.
Yeah.
Third world countries.
Only third world countries. Oh, that's so. Oh, they aren't third world. I'm gonna take one side of this argument, and I'm gonna keep over the fence where we start calling giant places.
I was being sarcastic, but that's okay.
Okay. I'm going to stay away from the sarcasm. Quickly, I just want to say, I don't think Canada and Mexico are third world countries.
I was just joking.
I think your countries are amazing if you're listening in Canada and Mexico, and any country.
You know what? We actually do have a significant number of people who listen in Canada and Mexico.
Yep.
So
and now they all love me and hate you.
Yeah.
So there we go. And it just keeps getting worse. Some of the phone numbers in the database also contained the Facebook user's ID. which is really bad.
But not their physical ID.
Like their Facebook their users, their Facebook ID. So it included their ID, their name, gender, and location, which is...
Let's just dox everyone who uses Facebook.
So let's quickly talk about this for a second and see what the possibilities. You think phone number, you think, okay, they're going to be added to like spam call databases and stuff like that. Stuff that already happens to probably most of the people who are on this list. What else happens? A certain type of hack is now available for them, which is a SIM swap.
Oh yeah.
It's where you call the carrier of whoever you're trying to hack. If you have their phone number, you can call their carrier, and you can say, "Hey, I am this person." You can impersonate them and say, "Hey, I want to activate a SIM card under my name with this phone number." You activate it.
Activate a SIM card, get a new one, a replacement.
Yeah, a replacement. Yeah, replace your SIM card. You do that. You now have their phone, basically. Any text that's sent to you. And that means you can get pretty much all of their messages for identification.
Think about it though, a Google account, for example. A Google account is very valuable because you can get a lot of information about someone using a Google account. What you can do is you can just hit that forgot password button, and if they have a phone number connected,
you get a text.
Password reset, get the text message, and boom, you're in.
Yeah,
we've seen this used with a lot of high-profile YouTubers and even some celebrities. And we're going to talk about a certain person next segment here who was also SIM swap.
Well, I mean, I just got to mention my boy Linus. Yeah. He was gotten with this, which meant they got control of all of his YouTube channels. I mean, this could even be done to people who aren't in the public eye.
Yeah.
This could be done to get your Gmail account, which then can be used to get any other account you have.
Yep.
The potential,
here.
and wait for what a Facebook spokesperson responded with.
This should be good.
This should be good. This data set is old and appears to have information obtained before we made changes last year to remove people's ability to find other users using their phone numbers. The data set has been taken down, and we have seen no evidence that Facebook accounts were compromised. So, Facebook accounts haven't been compromised. But that's not what we're worried about. We aren't worried about that at all.
Facebook missing the point here. Okay, sure. If the data set's old, that's understandable. Maybe a few phone numbers maybe have changed or whatever.
Yeah, hopefully all of them.
I wonder how old is it though? What do you mean by old? Is it 6 months old? Is it a year old?
So
is
before,
it 5 years old? They didn't say.
So it said before we made the changes last year.
Okay,
so
it has to be at least
before
a year
last
old.
year, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, this seems like a huge non-apology.
I love how they go, the data set has been taken down. Good for you, Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you took it down.
Wait, first of all, how is this taken down?
Well, actually, no, it's probably still out
there.
there.
It's still out there.
Yeah.
Anybody who says this giant hack has been taken down is lying to you, because if it actually has information that's private, somebody has downloaded it.
Yeah.
Somebody has it somewhere and is posting it I mean, it makes no sense.
No, but you know what my favorite detail of the story is? TechCrunch actually reported on this. The exposed server, was not password protected. So anyone could just access this giant data set of 419 million people.
Yeah.
And get whatever they want off of it.
I don't know.
How do you not password protect?
This combined with Facebook's past is getting more and more reckless to me. I used to be on Facebook's side. I saw them making actual changes, trying to be better.
I kind of defended them a little bit when it came to Cambridge Analytica.
It seemed like they were trying to be better.
Yeah.
But clearly they aren't. This wouldn't happen if they were trying just the littlest bit to be better.
And you see why I'm skeptical with their whole dating service thing?
Yeah.
You see, they're reckless with privacy.
But, with the dating service, let's go back there. I don't see much information besides public information you would share with anybody, because that's the whole idea of this dating service.
Well, think about it, though. On a dating app, you're probably going to post some more, I'm going to say more, I don't know, posts that you wouldn't post on your normal Facebook account.
Yeah.
More, not really sensitive, but stuff that you just wouldn't want, you know.
Oh, and of course you're going to be posting some sensitive stuff.
Yeah, some sensitive stuff as well. To try, I don't know, to be more romantic or whatever. So I think that a breach there...
A breach there would be...
embarrassing.
If they breached messages on there.
Oh, that would be bad.
I hope they're being safe with messages.
Yes.
On all their platforms, because that'd be crazy if that got breached.
Has Facebook had a breach with messages before?
I feel like they had a breach with their actual messenger. Don't quote me on that, though. I can't remember.
Either, but I feel like that has happened.
Yeah.
Before.
So I don't know.
So there is
probably
history for that.
I feel like the information you're making public to people on Facebook dating would be fine, because you're gonna share it with random people you don't know. Yeah. If it could be used for blackmail or if it could be damaging to you, you wouldn't share it with just anybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying a leak or anything there would be horrible, but it definitely wouldn't look good for them.
Oh, no. I mean, it would be horrible for their PR. Because I mean, although would it really be?
They would just send out a non-apology.
They would just send out a non-apology and continue being Facebook. Yeah. They've done this in the past. They're going to continue to do this until something big happens, until we find them, or until something finally shows them that, hey, we care about this so much that we're not going to let you get away with it again. Because right now we're just letting them get away with it. But basically that's all for Facebook. Alright, so it's time for a follow-up. You hinted to it. You gave some foreshadowing in the last segment. It's time to talk about a SIM swapping incident and a hack on a certain person who, if you watch our show, you've heard of him. And if you've been on Twitter in the last few days, you've definitely heard of this. Yeah. It's Twitter CEO, Jack Dorsey, and the fact that he got hacked.
We mentioned that last episode.
We mentioned the last episode, and I forget what we had to say about it. Not much, I don't think.
No, we didn't have any details on how it happened. He was hacked for, 15
minutes, and they shared a Discord account, or a Discord page that had been taken down, and the account that made it banned. And really good responses over the board for that. Yeah. But now we finally learned how it got hacked, and I mentioned it just a minute ago, SIM swapping. Yep. The new scariest hack for anybody in the public eye.
It really is, honestly.
I mean, so
he got SIM swapped.
He got SIM swapped, and basically how they were able to tweet on his account was they took advantage of a feature that Twitter has, where you can send them a message and then have it tweet for you.
A message.
Like a text message.
A text message. So you can SMS message them and they'll tweet. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a really old Twitter feature.
It's super old. Maybe it was, I forget when it was, but it was probably in the days where it was easier to get a connection over text than it was data, which now I wouldn't say is the main thing. But basically, they responded by disabling this feature. It's said to be a temporary disable, so basically just a really quick answer. That way they can get everything done with the phone, because the phone companies aren't going to be as fast as them disabling the whole feature entirely. Yeah. And it being an old feature, they can totally do that.
I mean, let's be honest. How many people are using SMS to tweet nowadays?
I mean, probably very few. I can't give an estimate, because obviously I've never used this before.
I've known it's been a thing, and I've been kind of curious. I've been tempted to try it out before. Can't do that now. But that's a very old Twitter feature.
But yeah, so we explained SMS swapping in the last segment, so I don't think I need to explain it. But basically, they contact the phone carrier, imitate you, yada yada yada. You got hacked. They could do much more with it, I think, than just hacking a Twitter account. I don't know why they'd make it public immediately. Yeah. Like, why would they?
I think when you do SIM swap, you want to be as quick as possible with it.
Yeah, but why would they not go for his Gmail?
Once the new SIM card gets activated, doesn't the old one get deactivated?
Yeah, it does. But it was how quick do you? I mean, I imagine they immediately sent the messages once they had the SIM swap done. So 15 minutes he could have noticed. I don't know how active Jack is on his phone, but I don't know.
I mean, you would immediately notice that you no longer have cell service.
You would, but 15 minutes? I would just assume I'm in a dead zone or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe 15 minutes. But
I think my question here is, and this is kind of a big one, probably something we need to be talking about more. What can phone carriers do to stop SIM swapping?
Oh, well, I think there are things that consumers can do for sure. Don't give your phone number out to random people, but that's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah, especially when your phone number gets leaked by Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed off with them about that.
Not associating your phone number with your email or any other accounts.
Yeah, I've heard one technique that a lot of people use if they set up a separate a separate phone number specifically for their accounts.
I think
that's different from the phone number they use to text.
I think that'd be a good way to stop it. I think in general, though, that's a really that'll be a niche of people who need to do that. People who like public figures who don't want their stuff to get hacked, and if their phone number gets out, I think that's obviously a good idea for them. But I think for the average consumer, one, not associating your email or any accounts with your phone number, not like posting on your Facebook, hey, my phone number is yada yada yada. Contact me.
But a lot of people are very conscious with their phone number.
I think they are, and
that's I mean,
there's no way to stop association when Facebook leaks your phone number and your account ID. So obviously that's not going to help them. But I think SIM swapping isn't that. I think it's a big deal when it can happen to you. I think people are getting more and more conscious. I think one thing is carriers need to have some sort of phrase you set up. Something you can say to them, or a passcode to SIM swap.
So I have a very simple solution to this, honestly, and that is maybe you give your carrier a picture of yourself or something like that, and then set your account up. Maybe you enroll in some special program to where only you can go pick up a new SIM card. You have to go in person to your local T-Mobile store. I know that's an inconvenience.
That's such an inconvenience.
But if you're a public figure, I'm sorry. You gotta take some sort of action.
And setting up a new phone, I would think, is that. Yeah, you're gonna pay for service for that, but all you have to pay for is text message. You don't have to pay for data for that separate phone.
Yeah. I just think...
I don't see it as...
One way of protecting yourself would be setting up a sort of extra protection layer.
I think going in person is never gonna be what they do. That's just such an inconvenience. It makes your... Unless it's standardized around the board, it makes your whole company seem like such a hassle to get into because you're gonna have to swap SIM cards.
But I mean, let's be honest. Like Google has this thing called Advanced Protection Program for their account. So basically, if you're a public figure, government official, whatever, you can enroll in a program that basically strictly enforces tight security restrictions on your Google account. It's actually the program that Google employees use. So that means you have to have a security key, which, let's be honest, is kind of a hassle a lot of the times, and a bunch of other things. Super well-protected Google accounts, basically.
Yeah.
I would think of this as kind of like that, except rather than having to carry a security key, you are the security key, and you have to go in person to your local carrier to get a new SIM card if you ever need one.
Yeah, that would be a way to stop it, I would think.
Let's be honest, how often do you trade SIM cards? Not very often.
Not very often, unless you're switching to a different carrier.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the main thing. So, I think if one company does this, they immediately die. Yeah, but I think it's just another inconvenience. Sure, Are you really going to want to go in to switch out SIM cards when you could just call for another carrier?
But think about it though. Like, your phone gets water damaged or something, and so you're gonna need a new phone regardless. So you're going to have to go to the phone store. I mean, unless you buy it online, I guess that's a thing nowadays. You're going to have to go set up and activate that new phone in person anyways.
Yeah.
Every time I've upgraded phones, I've gone down to my carrier to go get a new SIM card.
I think an easier way to do that is when you get a new number, set up a passphrase with that number. Just set up, like any word or anything you can remember yourself.
Yeah.
Not something you have to get from somewhere else. Something you can remember yourself, a password to use. Because everybody can come up with a password like that, can write it down somewhere. Because the problem here is not somebody going into your house and stealing something. The problem here is this is public information.
People are just abusing it.
Yeah, you can get it in places online. So if you wrote down that somewhere, every time you need to switch a SIM card, which doesn't happen very often, you go to that password and just say it into the phone and be like, hey, this is my password for this account.
Yeah.
I want to activate a new SIM card. I think that'd be the way to go.
I think that's fair. All right, we're out of time for that topic. Let's talk really fast about YouTube Kids really fast. Because YouTube actually got hit with a big fine this week. YouTube was fined a record $170 million by the FTC for violations of the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So YouTube announced some policy changes, obviously following this big, massive investigation and all that. Very bad PR look for them, honestly. And I believe the violations were targeted advertising. You can't really track children like that, especially without parents' consent. And so YouTube, their sort of broad policy of treating everyone as an adult fails here with the children using it. And that's kind of a problem for them, because what are you going to do? Yeah. So what they decided to do is all kids-oriented videos, so videos that kids are most likely going to be watching, will no longer have personalized advertising on them at all. Yeah. Even for adults, even if Google knows who you are, there's no personalized advertising on them, which could starve a lot of kids' channels from ad revenue. It's
going to kill kids' channels. I'm going to call it right now. Unless they start doing more sponsored deals where they get money from a Patreon, which kids don't have any funds to pay for a Patreon or any sort of off-site promoting or helping people out. I think there's no way they survive this unless they start doing more ads in videos, more deals with companies, which I think is way more dangerous for kids. Yeah. Having the video directly, the person you look up to on YouTube, directly shout out a product is much more impactful than a targeted ad.
Yeah, but not only that, but think about these sponsored videos. It's like 15 minutes of an ad, basically. Yeah. When the entire video is like a sponsored showcase or something like that. And so these kids are basically watching 15-minute long advertisements. They're not going to care about the 15-second ad that shows up right before whatever their favorite video is. You know,
they're just going to be skipping it for the video.
Skip it.
And the thing is here, it's not like these ads are just going to be random. It's not like you're going to have Squarespace sponsor your kids' YouTube video. Yeah. They aren't going to want to sponsor that. It's going to be a toy company. It's going to be targeted still for the type of content you're producing.
It's just this time, instead of YouTube targeting it,
it's just going to be the creator.
Creator targeting for their audience.
It makes no sense.
So it's a little bit more broad. It's not on a person-by-person targeting basis. Yeah. But it is still somewhat targeted.
I think this puts up it makes it much more damaging towards children. It makes it so that this thing they're trying to stop, targeted ads towards kids, it's just going to be 15 minutes of video. It's going to be the whole video being targeted.
Because they're not going to be able to make money off of those 15-second pre-roll ads. Instead, they're going to have to rely strictly on sponsorships. So they're just going to do more sponsorships to recoup costs. So they might not be shut down per se. It might impact the quality of the content they're making, but that's an unfortunate place to be in, because let's be honest, a lot of YouTubers, they don't really love doing sponsored videos. They pick and choose which ones they want to do and which ones they have to do and which ones they just don't want to do.
Yeah, so one thing, this is going to make the industry of kids YouTubers much harder to break into. You're not going to be able to start off small and go big if you don't have the sponsorships you need. Yeah. And a lot of sponsorships now are based on engagement with the sponsor. How many people are watching, how long through, stuff like that. So it's just going to make it so much harder for new content creators who want to produce this type of content to start producing it and making money.
And that was one of my big complaints when YouTube changed their policy last year with advertising, or the partner program. Yeah. Was what I call strict restrictions on who can have ads on their videos and who can't, because you now have to have 4,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, which makes it kind of hard for those small creators who are really putting in a lot of effort into their stuff to make any sort of recouping costs at all.
It just sets the bar so much higher for them. Yeah. Before it was when you can start running ads on your videos. Now it's going to be when you can start getting advertisers to start advertising on your videos. And the thing is, they aren't going to have to match your costs or be similar to your cost for a video with ads on it anymore, because you're not going to have ads. They can now lower their price, making them have to run so many more ads. It's just going to hurt people watching these kids videos, quote unquote, because I don't know exactly what they're going to define. Probably toy reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's going to make these kids videos much more targeted and much more harmful to children, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, that's really all we got for that. A big fine at YouTube, maybe a little bit of bad PR, but it's not really going to impact them that much. And honestly, I don't really think it impacts toy channels or anything like that much.
Yeah.
They're still going to figure out a way to make money. They've got a massive audience. Somebody's going to want to advertise to them somehow.
Yeah, it's not going to cancel advertisements. No. I mean, the companies that are advertising through YouTube's,
and there still will be some ads. It's just not the ones that are targeted for a certain audience.
All right, so time for some Apple news. We talk about them every single podcast.
Not quite.
We miss a couple.
We miss a few. We definitely don't talk about them as much as we talk about like Facebook.
Google, Twitter, stuff like that. Yeah. So Apple, time to talk about their iPhones just a little bit. Just some interesting things you should keep in mind. Stuff pertaining to their phones. So a new report has said that Apple is working on an in-display fingerprint sensor for iPhones. Yes. Which we could have.
Touch ID is back.
Yeah, hopefully. I can't imagine just having Face ID. I may soon have it. Don't take my word on this. I may soon have it for the Pixel 4, because I think even if they don't have Touch ID, I'm still going to go for the phone. But I hope they have Touch ID on the back.
No.
I hope they have it.
That would be a nice surprise, but I really think Google's abandoned it this year.
I really hope. I hope so much, because it's so useful having Touch ID.
Too late. I think that would have been leaked by now.
It's faster than Face Unlock. Unless they have it as fast as Touch ID, I just would much rather have Touch. But basically, they're working on an in-screen Touch ID sensor. Samsung's been doing this for a while, I believe.
The Samsung Galaxy S10 had it for the first time. That was huge, because that was the first time I saw an in-display fingerprint sensor.
Yeah, and
on a major flagship.
And other companies have been doing it before that and after that.
Yeah.
It's not a new thing. It's not going to be hard for them to research. If we're hearing this report right now, it's not like an up in the air thing like the what was it, the wireless charger.
Do you think we'd see it on the iPhone 11?
Probably. I don't see why they wouldn't.
We're a week away.
Oh, and if it says they're researching it, I would say maybe the iPhone 12.
Okay.
The iPhone 11, unless they've already been, although I see no reason they need to research it.
No,
it's kind of tried and true. Unless they're trying to innovate it in some way, make it better to your viewing.
It definitely needs improvements.
It needs improvement.
Slower. Well, not a lot, but it's quite a bit slower than a regular fingerprint sensor.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're trying to improve it a whole bunch, if it's improved, we're going to see it on the iPhone 12. If it's not, we're going to see it on the iPhone 11. And I think that's that. Next, the iPhone XR has topped all phones in sales for the first half of 2016.
2016?
Or sorry, 2019.
I was about to say
6 and 9. They're just up.
iPhone XRs are time traveling now.
Yeah. So 2019. That's interesting.
That surprises me a little bit, because I was complaining about the XR. I didn't think it was a good value, honestly, for the price. Really?
I mean, it's definitely expensive.
I mean, sure, you get a really nice phone for sure, but it's lacking in a few things compared to your regular XS.
It's still going to be as fast or faster than most Android flagships.
Yeah, it definitely beats out those because it's got the bionic processor.
And it's going to have Face ID. Back then, I thought it was a fine phone.
It was lacking in a couple of things, especially a couple of camera features, and also I forget exactly what it was. Was it storage?
Apple's never going to try and be the best at cameras.
It was lacking in storage too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean,
a couple things like that. I didn't think it was a great value for $750.
For $750,
especially compared to that Pixel 3a.
It's an Apple value. It's the Apple value you expect.
You pay an extra $300 just for the Apple itself.
Yeah, well, the Apple logo on the back is a little bit extra. If you could buy a phone without it, you'd have like a $50 phone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I mean,
that doesn't surprise me though. It's an Apple phone.
Yeah.
Apple.
It'll be a cheap
name recognition.
It'll be a cheap Apple phone, and it wasn't marketed as a smaller phone. It was marketed as a different line of phones. It was marketed as...
And they're a bit more playful phones, too, I'd say.
Yeah, and with the colors and everything. And we had been seeing the divide where we're going to have a cheaper model with maybe a smaller and a bigger type of phone. And we're going to have the best model, like with the XS and with the X and the 8 Plus, I think it was, or 8 Plus. You said 8 Plus, I said 8. But basically... we've been seeing that for a while. People have finally gotten used to it, have been not so weary of it like with the iPhone SE. And because they launched at the same time, people consider them at the same time and aren't just quick on the draw to buy the new best phone. So
oh, you were right. The iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus came out on the same day. I settled that right now. Sorry.
Okay.
You were right. Okay.
Because the 8 Plus is the bigger one.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So... basically, we've been used to this different lines of phones now. I saw no reason why it shouldn't be the best. I don't think I said it back then. I wish I did, because now I would have been confirmed as right. And one more point for me over you. So,
I've got some news though. You good? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we were done with that.
Yeah, I got some news for you really fast. Just as we're wrapping up here. Remember the Samsung Galaxy Fold?
Oh, I do. Well, I mean, what Fold? I've never seen one.
It never released, technically.
Yeah, I've never seen one in person.
We've only been talking about it for like the past...
Has it been a year? It hasn't been a year. It's been like half a year.
It's been like half a year. We've been talking about this thing. Because they
feels like
announced
a year.
it back in March.
Yeah.
Or was it March?
It was around then.
Yeah, it was around like right after.
It was
right before spring break or something like that.
Yeah, it was talked about heavily because it was the first folding phone market.
Mass market.
Yeah, mass marketed folding phone.
Yeah. Anyways, it is returning. We've been talking about how Samsung's been trying to fix some of the issues with it. Well, first we should probably mention that the phone had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And so they
didn't we? Sorry to interrupt, but didn't we talk about how they mostly finished the issues?
There was something like that.
I think there was a report by them saying we've mostly ironed out the issues or something like that. Not very encouraging words.
They use like PR language for that. They say several of the key issues have been fixed. CNET gave a list of like 5 of the key issues that have been fixed.
Several of the key issues. This really sounds like you're going to be buying a phone with built-in issues. It's going to be an imperfect phone that they know there are problems with and they're not trying to fix them.
Not my language here. Samsung, however, canceled all the pre-orders for the previous phone.
Which is nice.
And they're offering a $250 credit for the inconvenience. Yeah, I mean, what a disaster of a phone launch, honestly.
Yeah, they shouldn't have announced it so soon. I mean, I can't imagine that they didn't notice these features. Maybe they assumed, or noticed these flaws. Maybe
being too careful.
I think.
And development, like
maybe
they were being too careful when they used it internally.
Something where there's a screen on the phone, like a film, you know it's going to get separated. Anybody who's had a screen protector on their phone knows that it gets scratched, it gets messed up.
My theory here is Samsung was too careful in their internal testing, and once all these journalists who are going to use it like normal people, heck, even more than normal people, are trying it out.
Yeah.
And they realize, oh wow, this has got some big problems. And Samsung goes, what? That didn't happen.
I don't know. I imagine they saw them and they were like, well, this is not going to happen in the wild. Nobody's going to be dumb enough to peel off this thing that looks like a screen protector.
Yeah, there's no need to include a piece of paper in there to tell you not to peel it off.
There's also no need to include a piece of paper saying, be extra careful with this phone. This phone needs extra care. This is our baby model. It's for people who want to treat their phone like a newborn child.
But oh well, I mean, at least they had major issues on a premium model that hardly anyone was gonna buy anyways.
On a premium model though,
I mean,
wasn't it like $2,500?
Yeah.
It was so expensive.
It was really.
It was so expensive, and for them to have issues, I don't know. We've been over this.
And not only that, but like. Well, I say that, and we are talking about the company here that had a line of phones explode.
We should. I think everybody in the tech industry needs to quickly have a little break from that. Needs to say, hey, we picked on Samsung enough. They had a battery issue. It happens to everybody. I mean, batteries break. Yes, it did do a lot of harm, but they recalled it. I think we need to...
Remember, though, when everyone was freaking out about the Apple batteries being throttled? Battery Gate, or whatever it was called? Which do you think was worse? The fallback from Samsung phones literally exploding, or everyone overreacting about their batteries being throttled?
It was Applegate, yeah. But that's because it's an Apple phone. We trusted Apple.
Everyone was freaking out about that. And I'm like, dude, we literally had batteries explode.
I don't know, but I feel like we need to take a break with Samsung. They're trying their hardest now. I mean, so many people don't even consider them because of that.
Yeah.
They say, oh, well, their batteries exploded. It's like, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
They fixed it.
Samsung puts out some really good phones, and although I've criticized them a lot for certain things, like the software, that I think Samsung makes a lot of bad software decisions, they do put out solid phones.
Yeah. Well, they make the Apple of Androids.
Yeah. And I think we mentioned this last episode. A lot of people are so confused that when they think of Android, they don't think of Android. No, they think of Samsung phones. Yeah, Samsung phones. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, I mean, I got out of the whole Apple type of sphere where it's like we want the premium phone. We want to pay extra for our phones because it's an Apple product. So I'm never going to move to Samsung.
Yeah, Samsung's kind of like
it's the premium Android. Yeah, I'm never gonna move to them. So yeah, I mean, Samsung Fold.
It's coming back.
Hopefully,
yeah.
Fingers crossed. Keep them crossed.
We will have our fingers crossed on that one. That's all we got for Let's Talk Tech this week, though.
Yep.
So remember, guys, to leave us 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. You cannot.
And Google Podcasts.
And Google Podcasts.
I've been listening to Google Podcasts more.
Oh yeah.
I've been listening to this show on Google Podcasts.
That's right.
It's the best. Oh wait, I don't know. I'm impartial. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a tangent about Google Podcasts. I love it. It's the best. Google,
I honestly like it a lot.
Google, please love me.
I think that it's not the best podcast player out there for Android.
What
it's the best free one by far. Pocket Cast is $3.99, and that one is baked with a ton of features, and you can get Let's Talk Tech on there too. I mean, it's a really good app.
We don't get money from that, do we?
No, we don't get money from that. But
I'm gonna say something right now. If you are paying for podcasts in any capacity, and they don't get any of the money,
you're not paying for podcasts. You're paying for the
platform, but I don't see any of that money, so I don't care. Go watch us on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or Spotify.
I'm just saying, Podcast is a really solid app. I mean, this isn't an ad or anything like that. But like, it is definitely the best, premium podcast listening experience. If you want the best free one, then Google Podcasts for sure. Spotify's been getting up there in terms of features, though. Podcasts.
I don't know. Not my favorite.
Anyways, 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Check us out. Check out our website, LastStarNews.com.
Yeah, website.
That's all we got really for Let's Talk Tech this week. Tune in next week. We're going to be talking about the Apple September event.
I'm a little excited for that.
I am too, honestly.
I want to see what Android is going to imitate next.
We haven't been... You got me there.
I got myself there.
We haven't been paying too much attention to the iPhone 11 leaks on the show.
Yeah, well, Apple leaks are so hard to follow.
They really are.
A lot of them are false because of the hype around Apple products.
Exactly. So we haven't been paying too. So it's going to be a surprise, honestly. I think it's going to be a big surprise. I'm really looking forward to that.
First time we're really talking about them on here will be when they release.
Yep. And that's all we got. Let's Talk Tech. Tune in next week. Do not forget about next week. It's going to be a great episode. I'm really looking forward to it. And that's all we got for Let's Talk Tech. Thanks for listening, watching, whatever you're doing.
Oh, yeah. First week back on YouTube.
We are back on YouTube on the Bryce Media channel, which is pretty exciting, honestly. But yeah, thanks for talking tech with us this week.
Thanks for talking tech.